Yeah, here's your plumber right here.
This plumber guy?
This is our plumber right
You're
here.
plumbing?
Yep.
Do you think plumbers are short in this country? Like undermanned?
Yes.
What?
Very much so.
Really?
We just had a meeting with the licensing place last year, and they said there's only like 4,500 licensed plumbers in the state of Utah.
Really?
Yeah.
How many more could you use? At least that? 4,500 more?
Oh yeah. Easily.
So let me get this right. It's a good paying job.
Yeah.
You got as much work as you can handle.
More than we can
And
handle.
kids are not stepping into this job.
Nobody wants to do it.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's why I'm making this video.
Yeah.
Trying to get the word out that, hey guys, there's a ton of money out there. Just work.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Just work.
Show
Learn
up
one of
and
these
work.
awesome trades that can serve you the rest of your life. True or false?
Yeah.
God.
You always need plumbers. You can't live without water.
Pretty much every trade in this building you can't live without. Yeah, I don't care what's going on with the economy.
Yep.
Recession, depression, they still work through the 1930s.
Yeah, we worked through the last one. So,
How many hours you working this week?
50.
50 hours. Making good money?
Yeah,
Happy with it?
I can always make more, but
Yeah.
yeah, what I make's good.
You're earning every penny.
Yeah.
It looks like you're working your butt off here, bro.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah. Do you look at the generation now, you go, WTH, man, what the heck? Why? What's up with this generation? I'm generalizing, but a lot of kids.
Oh no, it is. It's like once you're a little over 20, nobody wants to do it anymore because they all get computer jobs. And why work hard when you can sit in an air-conditioned building and get paid a lot more money?
Yet that building didn't build itself.
Yep.
There's tradesmen that put that building together.
Yes, very much so.
In the video, I talk to these guys and I say, hey man, you know, this was an honorable profession back in the 1930s.
Yeah.
Working on a bridge, working on roads, people looked up to it, and we need to kind of move back to that
Yeah.
as a society, right?
Yeah. You ain't gonna build a robot that can make water run in your house.
I doubt there's a robot can do what you're doing here today.
No.
It's too complicated.
Yeah.
And there's judgment involved, right?
Yeah, you have to think about what's going where and how it's gonna end up. It can be designed and planned out for you, but nothing ever pans out the way it's supposed to.
Is your day just one series of problem solving after another?
Yes, constantly.
Does it feel good when you work it out though?
Oh yeah. From what I was 8 years ago to now, it's a lot better.
So 8 years ago, did you kind of like, your expertise has grown a lot since then.
Oh yeah.
Did you apprentice?
Yeah, I take my journeyman test this Saturday, my last one.
Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, now I just gotta pass it.
You'll pass it.
I hope. It's
Yeah.
the hard one, so.
So any last words to the people in this camera? There's going to be about 100,000 kids looking at this video.
Oh, no.
Seriously. Tell them. Motivate them. I'm trying.
You just gotta work. I know it sucks to get up early. I get up at 4 every morning, and I don't want to, but it's good money. I own a house. I own 2 vehicles because I get up and go to work. That's all there is.
That's all there is, brother. And you're providing a needed service to society.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not just sitting out there dancing on the street corner with a sign around your neck.
No, not at all.
Which is good work I hear if you can get it.
You can live off the pay, yeah, sure.
But you're serving society, dude. The infrastructure in the United States is the backbone is guys like you, dude.
Oh yeah.
Nothing gets built without tradesmen.
Yep. That's why we do it every day.
What's your name?
Got to do it. Trent.
Trent, thanks for visiting with us.
Yeah.
Good work, man. Thanks. See ya. Trent the plumber, GMP. I'm going to start off the video with some footage of when I was in the Zodiac about a month ago, motoring around in Northern California. I went around the Oakland Bay Bridge. It is an amazing structure. It's awe-inspiring. And as you go around it, you look at the engineering and the work that was put into that bridge, you come away with an appreciation of what made America great. What still makes America great. That is our capacity for industrial manufacturing, our capacity for manufacturing, design, and then executing. We were the best in the world for decades and decades, America set standards for this. And I think in some ways we still do. But we have an emergency situation going on right now. I'm going to do my best to communicate it to mostly you young people watching the nutnfancy project. This may be the most important video you personally watch in TMP. How did that bridge come to pass? Did it just appear out of some video game or something? No, it took a lot of work, a lot of skilled tradesmen executing the plans, the engineering to make that bridge happen, to update the Oakland Bay Bridge to what it is now. An extremely expensive, detailed, ongoing, long-term project, but the result is worth it, as it is normally in the United States of America. Look at the Hoover Dam. Engineering miracles, marvels of engineering, marvels of our technology and our ability to build things. Yes, I think it is a cornerstone of what makes America great. The emergency we have now, though, is millennials and subsequent generations don't want to be tradesmen. They look down their noses at these jobs and go, I'm too good for it. Or, more likely, is I don't want to work that hard. Let me tell you this, dude. If you knew how much money is on the table for you personally, I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating, you would be mind blown. I'll throw out a figure, $100,000 a year you can make as a skilled tradesman. I'm not even joking. Don't want to go to college? Don't go to college. You don't need to go to college to have these high-paying, highly skilled jobs. That's what this video is about. So if you're wondering what to do in life, not really sure, you want to make America great again, get to work. We have a shortage across the board in all skilled trades. Let me just mention a few. Electricians, welders, cement workers, refrigerator repair technicians, and designers of systems, refrigeration systems, networkers, plumbers, builders of all sorts and descriptions, roofers, wind turbine technicians, heating and cooling specialists, and the list goes on and on and on. These jobs are going unfilled. And there's money on the table. And I'm not even exaggerating. Money on the table. Now, I know electricians, I'll just take that profession right now, and they work a lot, but I'll tell you what, they pull down some coin. I'll ballpark it. I haven't talked to, I've known several throughout my life, but I know one right now, and I would guess he's probably pulling down $150,000 a year. Now, he has a company, I think it's his own company, and so he's kind of at the top of the ladder. He just didn't jump into a $100,000 a year job. It does not happen that way. Maybe you start at $40,000, and then 2 years later you're making $60,000, and then 5 years later you're making $80,000, and then 10 years into the gig you're making $120,000. That's kind of how it goes. I'm here to help you. I'm here to motivate you. That's my first purpose, and the second purpose is, yes, I'm here to make America great again by getting our skilled technician workforce filled. And I have to read some stuff to you just to give you evidence, and these are some articles I printed out. I didn't even look very hard. I mean, I'm just scratching the surface. I just click in there, I go, electrician shortage, refrigerator repairman shortage, 2016, article after article. Trade association after trade association has the alarm bells ringing. And you know what they're saying? They're saying, listen, we have such a shortage of these workers right now, then unless something is done, America is going to suffer big consequences. I'll just name a couple. You're going to have higher consumer costs. So that product that you love, that you go buy at the store, suddenly it goes up 10%, especially if it's a food item that requires refrigeration. Why? Well, because, and this is just an example, I love this example, and it was given to me personally by a person I know. He goes, well, and he's a refrigerator guy. He repairs refrigeration systems. And this is kind of what put the bug in my ear about, and I've talked to others to do this philosophy video. He goes, well, I have more work than I can handle. He's like, I could work 80 hours a week. I can't work that hard. I don't want to work that hard. And there's really no one to help me. I don't have any young people apprenticing with me. They don't want to do it. And so it's me and my partner, and we're working all the time. We go into supermarkets, we repair their refrigeration systems. And they love us, and they're screaming for us, and we've got a whole list of them waiting for us to come help them. We can't help them all. And so what we have found is some stores in our area, instead of repairing a refrigeration system, whatever it is, maybe it's a freezer aisle that keeps ice cream cold, frozen meals cold, they don't repair it, they pull it out and buy a new one. And guess where that new one comes from? You guessed it, China. It's Chinese made. It comes in because that is what the store has to do. They don't have an option. They're like, well, we can't find anybody to repair this. We're losing food. And this is just an abstract example. So we buy another refrigeration device, which is expensive, more expensive than it would have been to repair it. And guess who gets the costs passed on to them? You, the consumer. That's what's happening. It's not even debatable. That's what is happening right now. And you can make the same example and case for electricians, for plumbers, for mechanics, skilled tradesmen that this country operates on, that is the backbone of this country. It's kind of like the military. I was an officer in the military. Awesome, great. But the backbone of the military are the NCOs, the enlisted people. Without them, my plane never starts an engine. I don't get my gas, my plane's busted, I don't get the parts. I don't have anything working. The backbone of the military is the enlisted force. Officers may provide organization leadership, but without that burgeoning, strong backbone to get the work done, the crew chief, like in World War II, that fixed up that P-47 every time it came back, shot up from a mission, and it's ready to go the next day because he stayed up all night patching metal, figuring out workarounds for the cables and systems, going out and cannibalizing other parts from a crashed aircraft, working until 7 in the morning for the next sortie, and that P-47D Thunderbolt is ready to rock. Who did that? The crew chief. The backbone of the military. And I speak from experience. 21 years, retired lieutenant colonel. I know what I'm talking about. I worked with them. I always express my gratitude to them. And here we are in the United States of America, and the same problem is here. We don't have people filling these jobs. And they're going vacant. I mean, to an alarming degree. So, yeah, higher consumer costs for sure are happening. Also, you're just going to have a crumbling infrastructure. Bridges, roads. Now, granted, there's a lot of work getting done, I'm sure, in your town here in the United States of America. There's road projects, awesome. Where that funding comes from, I don't really care for the focus of this video. What I care about is there's crumbling infrastructure, whether it be roads, bridges, sidewalks, lighting systems within an urban community, and they need to be repaired and upgraded and updated. Sometimes I believe there's no workers to do it, or the organizations and companies that can shoulder this workload are so maxed out and so backlogged they can't take new work. And so what happens is it's delayed. Go to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a perfect example. You look at the bridges in Pittsburgh, the roads in Pittsburgh. The last time I was there, street level, which has been years ago, but it was bleak. It looked bad. I mean, crumbling concrete. The bridges look like crap. They're rusted. They need to be ripped out and repaired. Where's the skilled tradesman to do this? Where's the American worker like they were for the Hoover Dam? Back in the 1930s, being a skilled tradesman was an honorable profession. If you were working as a cement worker, guys are like, you're awesome. That's cool. The people who built the Golden Gate Bridge, the original Oakland Bay Bridge, bridges all across this country, you were looked up to. You're like, wow. People who built the high rises, Empire State Building, these were cool cats. What happened? Well, I think what happened a lot is the modern day society and their take on manual labor. That for decades in this country, we've emphasized college education, and I am an advocate for college education. However, it's not necessary for these jobs I'm talking about. And it's not right for everybody. And so, with the emphasis and the government spending on college education, I have a stat here somewhere. And societally, we just, oh, here it is, right here it goes. Blah, blah, blah. Government spending on colleges and universities tops $300 billion a year. Apprenticeship programs get less than $40 million. So you can say what you want about a government program, but whatever. I mean, it does influence the workforce, and maybe we should spend a lot more on trades programs and kind of de-emphasize college for a while. There's a lot of college graduates that can't find jobs in their chosen vocation. Why is that? Well, because they choose some dumb vocations. I'm sorry, they do. You know, I want to be an artist. I shouldn't say dumb, but for the purpose of this video, they do not contribute directly to the infrastructure of this country, the operating of this country, to the warfighting capability of this country. Look at World War II, Rosie the Riveter, our industrial war machine that cranked up in the early 1940s and went on into the 50s. You know, those again were people, ground level, welding, wiring, designing, hauling heavy loads, working in concrete, doing armament, munitions manufacturing. And so I'm saying if college people, they go, well, you know, I want to major in, I don't know. I don't even want to mention it because one of you guys are majored into it. I don't want to insult you, but I'm trying to get to the root cause of why we are where we are. It says in one of these articles, it said that, well, parents are encouraging their children not to go into the blue-collar trades or the skilled trades. That needs to change. That needs to change. Dad and mom should say, listen, we'd love for you to go to college, but in the big scheme of things, we want you to be financially comfortable, financially secure, hopefully have some good benefits, and you have enough money where you can buy some nice things maybe, and you can put some away that you can save so that when you do retire, you have some money. That's what a good mom and dad should say. That's what we say to our kids. Now, one of my kids is, speaking of the devil, I have it under my own roof, is a super hard worker. The other one's kind of an artist. No, I can't influence him. I've had this discussion with him and he tunes me out. Doesn't mean I'm going to change my opinion, though, because this is right. This is right. You know, I'm not preaching to the last suspect. I'm like saying, hey, go be a welder. But I've thrown it out there. Said, listen, man, you can make a lot of money welding. You can make a lot of money in any of these trades I've discussed. You can be a data transfer technician, a networking technician. You go into all these high-tech companies, you work their networks, you know their systems inside and out, then you'll have more work than you know what to do with. I promise that. Go do a Google search on that, on any of these professions, and you'll see what I'm telling you is absolute truth. So here it's looked down upon by the millennials and subsequent generations. They go, I don't want to do that. I'm above it. That's another key thing, is they think they're above it. That somehow, some way, they're so special, not all of them, but some of them, that someone's just going to knock on their door and going, hey, we've watched your video game play and it's awesome. And we're a software firm and we want you to come play video games professionally and make $1 million a year. There's a lot of kids that think that way in more or less, you know, in, I don't know, broad terms. They want to work in software. They want to be, well, YouTube superstars. They don't want to work in the trades. That's got to change. If it doesn't change, bad things are going to happen. Speaking of which, we talked about some. How about less investment? So big projects that were planned, perhaps in a state, they can't find enough workers. Maybe we should just go put it in Mexico. We know there's enough workers there. Maybe we should go put it in India. Less taxation. We got a lot of workers there. There's a motivated workforce there in India. That's already happened a lot. And people can criticize it and then criticize the companies that make those decisions, but they need to look at the economic realities and if they could actually even put it in the United States. Are there enough people to even build it? We're headed to a bad place. And it's been going on a while. This isn't like, oh, all of a sudden now. It's been going on for a while. I want to read a couple things for you right now. Oh, here it is. At trade shows, I talk with many peers who don't want their kids going into this profession. This is from E360 Outlook, is a trades magazine. He's talking about refrigeration repair technicians, I think. The truth is, it's a great industry for smart people until they find another way to preserve food. This is a recession-proof industry. How true is that? It's an opportunity not for just a job, but for a career. We need to change perceptions. Amen to that, brother. He says that they estimate more than 27,000 skilled technicians are projected to retire annually, and that really drives to the shortage of tradesmen in this country. Is that you have people like me in my era. I'm a baby boomer. In fact, the last year of the baby boomers, that's my generation, they're coming up to the point where they're retiring. Maybe they'll work another 5-10 years and then they're done, and they're looking behind them and they don't see a next generation stepping into their shoes to do what they've done. Electricians, plumbers, welders, mechanics, cement workers, steel workers of all sorts and descriptions. Look in the comments. I guarantee you in the comments you're going to have hundreds, if not thousands of people echo what I'm saying. They're going to say, you're right, Nutton, because in my job we have nobody coming in to fill these jobs. These kids come in, they don't want to work, and so they go unfilled. Workers are few. Another philosophy video I posted years ago. I'm a big believer in work. I find the harder I work, the luckier I get. And it is work. This is not something where, oh, $100,000 sitting on the table. You're going to work to get it. That means, I'm going to get into specifics, but you're going to be a worker. Professional, expert, skilled tradesman with a great reputation. You'll have more work than you can handle. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If you do that. Then he says, according to the United States Department of Labor, only 15,000 trained HVACR technicians are entering the workforce annually, and the industry is expected to grow 21% through 2022. Most conservative estimates indicate the current technician shortage to be roughly 20,000, with that number expected to increase dramatically. He talks also that the trade schools aren't keeping up because there's a myriad of system architectures that these refrigeration systems are using, and that the trade schools need to keep up, and yet there's not funding for them, and there's no instructors to teach in those trade schools. Imagine that. So if you're getting now, let's just take that, refrigeration repair technician or anything related to whatever you called it, HVACR. You're getting in ground level. That you become an expert now in 2016, imagine where you're going to be 4 years from now. You'll be a leader. You could be instructing at a trade school, teaching young kids going into this profession and helping our country. Seriously. That's a great article, man. I could read this whole thing. This is about the skilled welder shortage and what it means for the U.S. economy. It's from RO Industries right here. Says, while it may seem that millennials are left to scrounge for low-paying jobs, this really isn't the case. As of July 2015, there were 5.8 million job openings left unfilled. Why is that? Because a lot of people don't want to work. They want to sit around their ass and play video games and have someone else work for them. Truth dart. And many were categorized as skilled labor. So what's the deal here? Marco Rubio said we needed, he said at one time, Mike is in 09 or something, we need more welders and less philosophers. Well, that's true. He wasn't lying. In 1988, there were about 570,000 welders compared to 360,000 in 2012. So a shortage of 200,000 welders. Considering the manufacturing industry and others alike have boomed in recent years, this certainly spells trouble. The American Welding Society estimates 290,000 job deficit in welders by 2020. You know how much a welder makes? Research it on the internet. You may be quite impressed. Especially if you're a specialized welder, underwater welder, or the guys that built that bridge I was showing you. They're probably pulling down 100 G's, maybe a lot more a year for a normal 40-hour week. Skilled tradesmen. You don't need to go to college to make big coin. These guys are pulling down G's, and they're earning every dime of it. Many have thought it to be a dead-end job. Of course, this couldn't be further from the truth in today's economy. A welder may start with a basic knowledge making 30 to 40 a year. However, those who complete further training and gain experience, here it is right here, upwards of $100,000 a year working in a pipeline or a welding underwater. It's right there. There isn't a shortage of work, there's a shortage of workers. Are you willing to work? Now, if you're still watching this video, I have a feeling that this is for you. That it may change your life. How do you do that? I'm going to hit nuts and bolts right now. What am I in, 20 minutes already? This will be feature length. How do I do it, Nut and Fancy? How do I go about it? I mean, I'm in this dead-end job. I've addressed some of this in questions in Nut and Fancy in past episodes. But here I go again. How do I do it? I mean, I'm in this freaking job I hate. It's not a skilled trade. Anybody can do it. Person off the street can do it. Well, number one, you don't want to get a job that a person off the street can just do. The market is going to pay you what you are worth. If you have a non-skilled position, then you're going to get paid non-skilled wages, and it's nobody's fault except yours. And that's what really pisses me off, is you'll have a non-skilled worker, maybe they're working in fast food, and they go, well, I'm worth this. I'm worth $20 an hour, and I need a certain wage for flipping burgers. No, you don't. That is not a skilled job. Anybody can step in that and OJT it, on the job training it, in a day. In a week, they'll be expert. No, you want to be an expert in one of these skilled trades that needs education, that needs apprenticing, and that's how you get started. But before you start down the path, I want you tonight and this week, after you've watched this video, to think what you would enjoy on these skilled trades. Think about it. Spend some time. Drive around in your car and look at guys working. Walk up to them and start interviewing them. Welders, plumbers, don't bother them, but you might find that if they see a young kid coming up to them, interested in their job, they will be quite receptive to you, because they are seeing ground level the shortage of these workers, and say, listen, do you like your job? What are the upsides? What are the downsides? Can I ask you about your pay? Where do you think you'll be? What's your company doing? And what you're doing is researching. You're researching for you. And so let's say you do all of this and you go, you know what? I want to be an electrician. Specifically, I want to be able to go to a framed house, and I want to be well, I'll get to this in a sec, but let's just say for now, a subcontracting electrician, that I wire that house from start to finish, or an office building from start to finish. That's a skill. I mean, to know all about wiring, electrical things, and all of this can be learned at trade schools, and I think more importantly, apprenticing. That is, you're standing alongside someone my age who really knows the job. So you said, I want to be an electrician. Cool. You go out and you hire on an electrician company and you're apprenticing. Maybe it's a couple years, but you're drinking in knowledge. But this guy's getting ready to retire. How do you handle this problem? What's this? And you're over his shoulder watching how he does things. This is what we need. And you're taking notes. I mean, literally taking notes. You take a notepad with you, you're writing down certain problems, you go, well, this is how he addressed this. And I guarantee you in the years to come, you're going to look back in that notebook and go, God, how do I solve this problem? Because there's going to be lots of problems. Skilled tradesman, his whole job is solving problems. He's very mechanical. He's smart how he applies common sense, mechanical intuition. Boom. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. You're going to be an apprentice. And there's probably some formal programs, I'm not the expert on it, of how apprenticing works, different associations. You apply, you get accepted, boom, you go to this apprenticeship. Do it. Get the education after your research. That's step one. Oh, by the way, and along the way, make contacts. Know people, write their names down. Remember these people, who they are. Call them by their first name. If it's appropriate, call them by Mr. Smith or whatever it is. Be respectful. Be a sponge. Soak it all in. That's step one. Number two, you have to decide once you get to a level, and let's say you apprentice for, I'm just going to ballpark it, a couple years. that you're getting the hang of it. You kind of know how to wire. You know how to wire from the basement up to the main level, how to bring it in from the street, you know how to do the fuse box, or you know how to deal with all the amperage. And I'm probably screwing all the terms up. You get the idea. You know how to do all that. Now you're going to have to make a decision. When you get to a level of expertise, do I work for someone else or do I do my own company? I would recommend you work for someone else. That may surprise you. The reason I say that is having your own company has its own set of problems. Hiring and firing. Guess who's going to be dealing with a worker shortage if you have your own company? You are. Because while you're qualified, you've learned, you've apprenticed, you are becoming an expert, maybe you are an expert, you can't find anybody else to work that's good. And if you hire bad workers, incompetent workers, dishonest workers, workers who are rude and represent your company poorly, you're going to go out of business. I recommend, unless you feel strongly otherwise, you work for another company. A good company. And there are good companies out there. Search them out. Again, that gets back to your research. When you're working, this is step 3, be an honest, reliable employee. That applies anywhere, especially as a skilled tradesman. Because what you have that will continue to put money in your pocket, and that's what we're talking about, you're delivering value. You're doing a very needed service to the community, to your customers, to cities, states, whatever, government entities. I mean, you're a skilled tradesman, electrician in this example. But at the same time, what puts more money in your pocket is a great reputation. That people know you and they talk about you. Hey, that guy is awesome. He wired a house for me. He said he was going to get it done on the 30th of October. He was done by the 15th of October, 2 weeks early. And he came in on budget. Love the guy. I'll use him from now on. If you say you're going to show up on time, show up on time. If you have a problem, you better darn well communicate with your customer. This is what's going on. I apologize. It's an unforeseen circumstance. And you will find that to a large degree will diffuse irritation with you as a skilled tradesman. And we're just talking in this very small example of being an electrician. If you're a welder, same thing applies. Let's say you're a welder on that bridge I talked about. Be honest. Be reliable. Hey, I need you to come in on Saturday. We're kind of behind schedule. Can you do it? Guess what? Say yes. Go the extra mile. I cover that in Workers Are Few. It will set you apart from everybody else that wants to go home and drink beer and watch football. Hey, watching football rocks. I like it too, but you got to make a decision in life, dude. Do you want to sit around on your ass and be poor, or do you want to work and make money? Everything I have in my life is because I work my ass off. TMP, I work my ass off. Today's a perfect example. There are things I'd much rather be doing, but I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to go out, make a video, see if I can help some people online make money. And I'm giving it to you for free. All you do is watch a couple ads. Support my advertisers. Whoop-de-freaking do. It's free. It's the best video you may ever see in your life because it's going to put money in your pocket. No gimmicks, no games, no nonsense. It's there for the taking. Be honest. Be reliable. If you're a mechanic, let's say as a skilled tradesman, you decide to be a car mechanic. A client brings their vehicle in. She's a girl. She doesn't know anything about cars. You look under it, and you find a simple fix for her mechanical thing. Don't make up something fake to make money. Say, you know what? I fixed it for $20. Have a nice day. Do you think she's going to come back to you? Absolutely. Do you think she's going to go and tell all her friends, maybe on social media, hey, this mechanic rocks? Absolutely. Ryan Courtwright's that way. I did a video on him, Impressive Human, years ago. Honest car mechanic. Hey, I don't need to charge you anything. It's totally fixed. Charge a fair rate. I mean, don't work for free, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. Your reputation, your integrity is the most important thing you hold as a man. Guard it well. Do not compromise your integrity. Not for your boss, not for yourself. Always look in the mirror and go, I did a good day's work today and I'm proud of it. Boom. Free of charge, nutnfancy advice. Number 3, and this is probably number 4, in your way to making that $100,000, maybe freaking $180,000 a year, be an expert. While you're apprenticing, I told you to be a sponge. I told you to keep notes. I told you to study. Well, maybe I didn't tell you to study, but study. Learn whatever it is you're doing. If you're a welder, be the best dang welder you possibly can be. If you're a refrigerator repair technician, learn all the systems. Maybe that requires that on your off time, you're surfing on the internet and learning. I'm sure there's forums about it. I'm sure there's trade publications you can read. You're kind of like a doctor, really. Have you ever thought of that? You really are. A good doctor just doesn't get his degree and sits back and goes, I'm set. I know everything there is about the human body. And there's no other medical advancements I need to keep up on. No. I have a good friend. He's a medical practitioner, one of the best I've ever known in my life. He's constantly going to conferences. He's learning new techniques, new drugs, new procedures, new developments, new research. Hey, we thought this is the way the body works. Now we find out it's this way. He's always working. So why? So he can be the best doctor he can be. That's the way you need to be as an electrician, as a welder, as a mechanic, as a network repair technician. Be the best you can be. Be expert. Here's why. Please listen. Are you listening? Put your phone down. Listen. Because being an expert gives you power. Did you hear that? Being an expert gives you power. You are the go-to person. When this guy doesn't know what the heck's going on, this guy doesn't know, they're going to come to you and you go, cool, I'll totally fix your problem. You're going to be honest, you're reliable, but you're going to say my rate is as follows. Nothing wrong with that. Why? Because you are delivering value. You're solving a problem. Let's go back to that supermarket. Let's say you decide to be a freelance refrigeration repair technician. You know the systems. You know big commercial systems. You know how to fix it. You have suppliers for the parts for these systems. Maybe you get them from across the country. You have a way to get them. Let's say you're a complete freelancer. You walk into, I don't know, whatever supermarket and go, do you have any broken refrigeration items that need repairing? I'm an expert. How's that for an opener? And I'll charge you a fair rate. You're probably going to get some business. And don't take no for an answer. Maybe they have someone lined up, that there's some union issues involved. You have to work with that. But you might find they're looking for someone to go, oh my gosh, you're saving us. We're getting ready to spend $1 million on a new unit. Maybe you can repair it. Can you go take a look? Go take a look. Give them a bid. This is what I'll repair it for. And you tell them exactly what's wrong with it. Yeah, this is going on. I'm going to have to do this. Be honest. High integrity, but be an expert. Know your system. You will be the answer man, and you will be in demand. You will have power being the expert. It's been that way in my career. In my career, it's very technical. And yet, if you know your business, then retired Air Force pilot, flying jets. I mean, if you're good at what you do, you know how to accomplish a mission. Long days, enemy territory, bad weather, mechanical malfunctions, you get the job done, you have integrity, you have a great reputation, and you can use that. I love this video. This is fun. I hope it helps you. I really do. I talked about owning your own business and going freelance. I would like, and I think it's smarter, at least until you really become experienced, to, once again, work for someone else. But you can freelance it. You could walk into, after you graduate from your trade school, you apprentice somewhere, somehow, you learn the knowledge. You could walk into a hotel, you say, hey, you have any busted ice makers? I was in a hotel the other day, and 2 floors simultaneously had no working ice makers on them. I asked the front desk, I already knew what the answer was, and they said, we can't find anybody that will repair them. There you go. That's money waiting. All you got to do is step into that situation. There's probably hotels in your area that have busted ice machines. Someone needs to fix them. You know, there could be a variety of reasons why they're down, but chances are there ain't no one around to fix them. No one's coming into these trades, dude. There's something that needs to be fixed. I guarantee it. Charge fair rates. I said that. If you charge fair rates, if you are an expert, if you have high integrity, you're honest, listen to me. That money is on the table. You'll have more of it. Well, I shouldn't say. We always want more money, right? You'll have a lot of money. Let's just say that. You'll have a ton of money. Now, there are some downsides. Everything has a downside, and you need to go in with your eyes open. Again, just like a lot of jobs, you're not going to step into this immediately as far as high paying. Maybe you get lucky and you are. Maybe you get on an oil pipeline and you're living in Alaska or wherever, somewhere remote, maybe it's in the Dakotas, and you're a welder on a pipeline, you're apprenticing up there, maybe you start out at $75,000 a year because they can't find anybody. That happens, by the way. And if you're willing to live remote, away from people, and to just save your money, there's jobs up in Alaska that way. There's jobs in remote areas like that. Wyoming has them. You're out in the middle of nowhere, you're probably living in a trailer, but there's nowhere to spend your money except on TMP recommended merchandise. In fact, you can do that online. Make money. You'll have more work than you can handle. And then when you do that, you need to take these lessons and the lessons you learn in this process and go and recruit more skilled tradesmen for the United States of America, so we can continue to be in an industrial power, so we can continue as Americans to be excellent, not just at engineering, but in execution, like that bridge. You can engineer a bridge, awesome. You can CAD CAM it all day long, awesome. All the engineers can sit around and go, wow, that's awesome, I can't believe it, that's really beautiful. But until you get those skilled tradesmen going, until you get that crew chief out there on the ramp repairing that P-47 shot up from a Focke-Wulf 190 the night before, guess what? You're not going to turn a prop, and there's no cars crossing that body of water because there ain't going to be no bridge. We need skilled tradesmen. This is a call to arms from TMP for skilled tradesmen. And my energy level on this, you can detect it, is 5 out of 5. Electricians, plumbers, welders, data technicians, just data storage technicians. You know how many data facilities there are? Google, Facebook. There was a quote in here about Facebook and how much money these huge facilities are making. Not only are they for concrete technician people, steel workers, because these are big facilities that need to be constructed, it's still, they need to have people know about data storage, hard drives, networking, all the technical stuff. So if you want to go that route, it's there for the taking. It's here somewhere. Downside is it is usually manual labor. It usually requires a lot of activity. It's not easy work. Let's take being a cement worker. You think that's easy work? No, it's hard work. Being a roofer, hard work. Being an electrician, hard work. But it's money, and a lot of money. And it's job security. So while a lot of these technology jobs will go by the wayside when the breeze changes, when the economy falters, when the recession comes, refrigerator repair technicians, welders, mechanics, cement workers, on and on and on, are going to continue to work. Go look in the Great Depression. They continued to work then. Less so because there weren't that many projects, but they continued to work. Make yourself valuable with a skilled trade. Pick and choose whatever you like, and then become an expert. Seek education, research, and network with these people. I think, again, you will be warmly received once they discern that you're real, you're genuine, and they're looking for someone just like you, someone motivated, someone smart, someone hardworking and high integrity that they can train. Because I'll just say for myself, if I was in that position, I would feel so much better handing it off to someone like you, because he doesn't want to walk away and look behind him and there's no one there to take his jobs. And he has all these valuable customers, many of which are his personal friends he's worked with for decades. But he's old, he's worn out, he's got to eventually retire. It would be great if you, Dave, takes his place and he introduces you. Say, hey, this is my apprentice, he's going to take over, he's pretty awesome, he's a good kid. And then he transfers all that customer loyalty from himself over to you. And you step into this clientele that pays good money. Want a new car? Be a skilled tradesman. Want a new gun? Be a skilled tradesman. Want to stock up on ammo? Be a skilled tradesman. Want knives? Be a skilled tradesman. We've had people write into the P.O. box and they go, hey, nutnfancy, I want to buy this AR-15, I want to buy this bolt action rifle, I want to do this and do that. I'm unemployed right now. It's like, slam on the brakes, dude. Did you say you're unemployed? Well, yeah, I'm between jobs. I'm like, job one is getting a job. Job one is getting a job. You don't start talking about spending money you don't have. I don't care what it is, multi-tool, survival kit items, motorcycles, knives, guns, flashlights. If you don't have the money, don't spend it. Get a job first. Back it up. Keep watching my videos. I appreciate the support. Plan your purchases when and if money rolls around. Awesome. But you need to get a job, dude. Go be a skilled tradesman. And then 5 years from this date, I want you to drop me a letter to the P.O. box, which is on my channel page under the About tab, and tell me your story and I'll read it on air. Because I want to hear your success story and I want it to motivate others to be a skilled tradesman. Maybe you're a welder on a pipeline, an electrician, a data technician, a refrigeration repair technician. These are all honorable jobs. I seek to put honor back into them because, once again, they are the backbone of a great nation, the United States of America. I end with that.
So we're at a work site. We're talking to tradesmen here in the grand old United States. What's your name, man?
Casey Shepard,
And what's your trade?
HVAC.
Awesome. Okay, what level are you at?
I am lead technician. I run job sites. I do a lot of service work, a lot of going out to people's homes and stuff like that every day.
Is this part of your work right here?
This is a heat run that we're installing here. Mm-hmm. It ties into from that boot from over there.
Yeah.
It'll tie into this rectangular duct that's above our heads here.
Okay.
And so that is how we supply heat and AC to different parts of the home.
And this is a commercial job we're in?
It is.
Big job.
Yes.
How many hours you work in a week?
Now. On average right now, I'm 45 to 55 a week.
And you could probably work more if you wanted, right?
I could. At the beginning of this project, every 2 weeks, we were on average about 120 to 140 hours every 2 weeks.
Holy cow. That's what I was telling these guys in the video. I mean, there's so much work out there. There's such a shortage in every trade.
Right.
In HVAC, plumbing, electrical, cement, construction trade, also pipe
right.
fitters, you name it. They're all
Everywhere.
short-handed.
We're all hurting. We're all looking for help, and so all the time.
So I tell them in the video, is this correct or am I completely off base, that there's a lot of money waiting for these kids if they can just qualify, learn the trade, apprentice, move up in the ranks, and work hard.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It is very true. With our company especially, we pay you what you're worth. And, me personally, I started this 6 years ago in HVAC. And I went from $12 an hour. In my first year, I was making $15 an hour. And so I got $3 raises in 1 year. And then I just started climbing from there. And I am at roughly right now about $22 to $23 is what a couple of us top guys are at right now.
Do you own a house?
I do not.
Are you going to buy a house?
I am.
Do you feel like you'll have money to pay for that house from this job?
From this job, yes.
Cool. And live relatively comfortably?
Yeah, right now I've got a wife and 2 kids, and my wife does not work, and right now we're still able to make do.
She stays at home with kids.
Stays at home with kids. We're able to do things on the weekends, when we're not working, when I'm not working. And but yeah, we're able to go out on trips. We just back in August we went to Oregon.
There you go, brother.
For a week.
What you're describing to me sounds like the American dream.
Yeah.
The American dream isn't free. It's for people to get out and devote themselves to hard work, learning a valuable trade that serves others.
Yeah.
And what do you know? They make money from it.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thanks for visiting with us. And
no problem. Thank you.
Dude, thanks for being the backbone of America. It sounds corny, but seriously.
Yeah.
Without tradesmen, none of this crap gets built. Would you agree?
I 100% agree.
Because people are willing to get out of bed and not play video games all day. This building right here is getting built. And people who probably will play video games will live in it.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Thanks, dude.
Hey, no problem.
Nicely said. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And a great life.
All right, thanks.